Hello and welcome back to Elden Ring. This is part 12 of our initial run through the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC. Now, last time, the map doesn't like to load when I first load into the game, but that's fine. So last time we went through the Morth Ruins, we went through Bonnie Village, finding the Whipping Hut. We also found Rabith's Rise, though I wasn't able to find a way up into it yet, sadly. We also found the Cathedral of Manus Meter, along with Count Ymir, the High Priest, and we found the Church District entrance into the Shadow Keep. And that covers all of this open world section. And from there, we found the Bonnie butchering knife, very similar to the normal butchering knife, but Bonnie. And it has a unique skill, which is nice. Pretty neat. We also got the Tooth Whip, which is a whip that builds up poison. I believe deadly poison from the description. And the last time we also got up to 16 intelligence, which allows us to use Rellana's Twin Blades, which I have upgraded, as you can see. And I also upgraded this, which has a very strange name, so I don't know how to feel about that. But this time, we're going to make our way down towards the Fort of Reprimand, so we can make our way towards that. And I was about to say, I hear a dog, but I don't see a dog. Nicely done. And I believe that's the giant hole we went down into, which sent us down a much larger path than I was expecting, because I was kind of expecting us to do the Fort of Reprimand last time. Enemy. Oh, this is one of those enemies. I remember you. You have a lot of mobility. But lots of mobility doesn't mean a whole lot against a greatsword, so you can die. And there's a revered spear dash here on the map. So good thing I went poking around, because I don't think I would have found that otherwise. And heard a weird noise. Kinda sounded like one of the colossal hands dropping down. Oh, there's two dogs. We should probably stop goofing off and actually treat the dogs like a serious threat. Also, I don't know what's going on here. Oh, it's a dragon. It's a dragon fighting something. I don't know what the dragon is fighting, and I don't particularly want to get close. And we need a thing for that. Where that thing is? No idea. I didn't see any health bars dropping down by the dragon, which is why I'm not too concerned about it. Though Here it is. Somewhere Spirit Spring has been unsealed. Yeah, I kind of figured that the rocks would be close by. And, ooh, that's a big jump. And there are birds here. Alright, so can we see what they're fighting? Oh, they're fighting perfumers. Okay. That's good, question mark? I don't really know how to feel about that. Pretty sure Dragon would win that. But once again, no one's losing health down there, so. And I understand that I completely passed by the dragons and the Fort of Reprimand, but we can just keep moving this way, because it's a dead end. It's not going to go forever. Here, Site of Grace. Here, Card Words Coalesced. I abandon here my eye. So these are really throwing everything away, huh? Here's Skidoo Tree Fragment. Also, last time we got the Golden Arcs incantation. And I threw that on. So we can see what that's about. Interesting. Oof. We can't even go up 0.6 to have the Blessed Blue Talisman. Unless we move over to this. Which, I think we can stick to this for now. I don't see a reason not to. But that's here on the map. Skidoo View Cross, Site of Grace. Where we got another Skidoo Tree Fragment. So, remember, those give you more health and defense once you cash them in. There's a Site of Grace there. But yeah, those give you more health and defense in the DLC when you cash them in. So, good to get as many of those as possible. And I don't know if there's a way down besides the Spirit Spring jump. So we can just move back over to, I was about to say, wherever that was. And we can now move over towards the dragon. Oh, now there's health bars. Oh. So there's... This is the third Ghost Flame Dragon that we've seen. Also, there's a Great Bow Knight. And I think I'm just gonna let these guys fight it out. It's certainly going to take longer, but... I also think the last time we fought one of these things, it one-shot me like 1 or 2 times. I'm pretty sure it killed me twice. So if I can just sit back and let it take some damage and also get rid of all the enemies, then that's great. And I'll just let it do that for me as we sniff around to this area. It doesn't look like there's much here, though. Seems like this is mostly just set dressing for the dragon. Which, I mean, Dragon fight, we'll take it. Ow. Oh, good. So, light greatswords can hit the Misbegotten out of the air. That's good. You do kind of need to do it when they drop down, but that's how pretty much every melee weapon is. Oof. Torrent wasn't sure where they wanted to go there. But alright. And now they're really not doing a whole lot of damage to this Ghostling Dragon, are they? Oh, this guy got a buff. So. Oh. Oh, there's two of them. I didn't realize that there were two of them. I thought there was one and he had just moved. Oh, you're a Twin Blade one. Sir, that is rude. Oh, for a second, I thought he was going over to... I thought he was going to be like, alright, yeah, I'm not fighting this guy. I'm gonna go fight the dragon instead. No. You can get out of here. And... Alright, so this one was a Twin Blade one. That one is a Great Hammer one. Alright. Well, we can grab this. And I'm going to... I don't normally do this for the DLC bosses, but I'm gonna summon Mimikyu. And as I said before, I don't have a problem. Dragon, you can kill this guy for us. The dragon's not killing him for us. So we'll have to kill him ourselves, I suppose. But anyways, the reason why... Oh, there's 3 knights. I didn't realize that there were 3 knights. But okay. Anyways... The main problem, not really a problem, because it isn't a problem, but the main reason, yeah, the main reason I wasn't summoning Mimikyu before was because all the bosses were new, and I wanted to learn the bosses, and that's easier to do for me in a one-on-one fight. But for the Ghostling Dragon, like, this is the 3rd one we found. Which means I already have an idea on how to fight them. And also, while they do have some different moves, they're very similar to the base game dragons, which I fought plenty of already. Meaning I generally have a good idea. Not always, but generally have a good idea on how to fight these guys. Like, what moves to dodge, where to dodge, when to just back up, when to jump, stuff like that. When to run away. So, because of that, I'm fine with summoning Mimic Tear now. 120k, a Dragon Heart, and an Ancient Somber Stone. Okay. And here there's the Repeating Crossbow. And no scaling on this. Oh, it's just Mimic Tear walking up, okay. But 74 physical damage, 6 weight, a mechanized crossbow that has been fitted with a fan-shaped contraption. This metallic piece adds a reloading system used in the execution of a unique battle art. Unique skill, Repeating Fire. This skill readies the weapon's rapid-fire mechanic. Once in ready stance, crank the handle to fire bolts in a rapid succession. So there's two ways I can see that going. I can see that going in the way of, like, Gale's crossbow from Dark Souls 3. Set of Grace. Or I can see that going in, like, a shotgun. Revered Spirit Ash upgrade. That's good. Summoning pool in case you want some online help. As I've said before, I'm playing this offline, so there's not gonna be any other players running around. There's not gonna be any messages or distractions from bloodstains. I'm not gonna get any tips or tricks or tomfoolery from online messages, nothing like that. This is just me experiencing the game and not looking anything up, not getting any outside information, really. I see one there, I see one here. Are you gonna move? Yeah, you're gonna move. Dodge. Back up. And you're gonna move again. I actually don't fight these enemies enough to get... I was at the very tail end of that animation. So if I had attacked ever so slightly sooner, I would have been able to dodge out of it. I think I saw another one off to the side. Nope. Again, I don't really fight these things that often. They are a base game Yep. Oh, okay, wow. Alright. This one's new. Those are definitely some new attacks. This one's definitely a lot more wild. So, man, they really like to just go, don't they? And wow, they really like to go, don't they? I was about to say, on the good side, at least that's a simple, just keep moving in circles. Like, I forget what they're called, but the Godskin duo, the big one, the one with the heavy thrusting sword, they have this, like, roll attack where they'll just roll for what seems like way too long. And a lot of people, I don't know how people feel about it now because I don't tend to keep up with how the community feels too much. Can we jump down and jump back up? Also, can we use this to get down there safely? Because it looks like there's a shack down there. But anyways, that rolling attack at the beginning of the game, a lot of people were saying that it was unfair because it just went on forever. But something I noticed was that if you get the roll time down, you only need to roll through it once. Oh, that kicked us off our horse. Rip. Mesmer Soldier Ashes, and there's two ways to go. Up a ladder or down there. So, we can read this first. Summons 2 Mesmer Soldier Spirits for 72 FP. Starting from the middle line. One soldier wields an axe while the other wields a spear. Both of them are adept at charge attacks. These soldiers belong to the Ignoble Penal Battalion. Don't know how to say either of those two words. And were buried hidden from the Skidoo Tree's site. Alright, so if you're someone who doesn't like to go with the super overpowered ashes, but still likes ashes that are decently useful, these ones sound pretty decent. They sound pretty similar to Radahn's Soldier Ashes, I think. There's an Omen Killer there. Hey. I'm just gonna... I mean... the weapon works pretty well. Iris of Occultation. It's a consumable. Place on the eye of another to deny a light in all its forms. An iris that is as dark as night. The image looks very cool. Place on the eye of another to deny them light in all its forms. Can also be used to conceive the blessing of an equipped great rune at the cost of all runes currently held. In the realm of shadow, this artifice was employed by the priests of the Erd Tree to intensify the fears of their flock to magnificent effect. can be used to receive the blessing of an equipped Great Rune. Interesting. Yep, we're on the Bless Dew. Alright, Nut Resin, we've gotten that before. Marika's Rune. Ooh, used to gain 80,000 runes, and the image, the black mark in the middle, kind of looks like Marika. Golden remnants of the grace personally bestowed by Queen Marika to the heroes who joined the crusade for her. Used to gain 80,000 runes, the brilliance of Queen Marika's grace blinds even the very best. And then there's an item there. So I'm assuming we can drop down from a higher area to get to that. And I'm gonna come back around to get that drop thing. But yeah, Mesmer Soldier Ashes sound like Radahn Soldier Ashes, which are pretty decent. Not overpowered by any means, but definitely useful for the first, like, 2/3 of the game. I'm gonna go left first. If you don't know which way to go, always go left. And as we can see, there was nothing here. As I said, if you don't know where to go, always go left first. Partially because I am left-handed, and partially because that piece of advice, while strangely simple, actually works incredibly... Hello. The advice actually works incredibly well in Bloodborne. Black Knight Edrad. Alright. So, if you wanna... Oh. But yeah, if you want to make bosses easier, just... Great Shield... Great Sword... and just spam guard counters. Because guard counters are busted. And sorry for not talking there. I was very much focused on my stamina. Because stamina management is very important. But there, Black Knight, Egard, whatever his name was, dead. 80k Ash 4, aspects of the Crucible wings, which I'm assuming is the wing attack he was doing. Usable on swords as well as polearms capable of thrusting, except for colossal weapons. Middle part, aspects of the Crucible wings. The skill originates from the life forms of the Crucible. Grow a golden pair of wings and take to the air before diving down at the foe, weapon first. A spinning attack is performed when wielding a twin blade, like he was. And it costs 22 FP. Alright, that was very cool. That looked very, very nice. I'm not one for weapon skills, as you can maybe tell by the fact that I'm wielding one of the most overpowered weapons that's overpowered, not entirely, but in large part because of its weapon skill. But I hardly ever use it. Like, the last time I used it was against a couple of perfumers. And I haven't used it against any of the previous bosses. Had a feeling. Had a feeling. Yeah, Elden Ring takes weirdly after Dark Souls 2. And so I was like, huh, this is a corner, this is an item. Dark Souls 2 would have an enemy that has like a rolling attack that would push me off to my death. Wasn't a rolling attack this time, but nice. And that square down there is, I'm assuming, the thing where I was like, hey, that's probably where you drop down and get the item. Alright, so there's a way down here. I'm assuming that's into that courtyard area. There's also a way up. It's probably easier to get down. So we can go up first. I completely forgot what I was talking about because I had like one or two thoughts lined up in the queue and the boss completely threw those out of my mind. So maybe I'll remember those, hopefully, but Battlefield Priest Cookbook 2. That gets you Festive Grease, which I read that already in a much earlier part. That just, it's a grease that you apply to your weapon, like fire grease, magic grease, lightning grease, but it gives you runes instead of elemental damage. And if it's anything like the festive weapons that you can get in the base game, hi. Good. And we got a blessed bone shard from that. Very cool. I like those enemies a lot. The Omen Killers. And this weapon is very, very nice. I don't see anyone else, so... This weapon is so nice. Like, it doesn't have a lot of poise damage. But also, like, who cares about poise damage? Well, we can't get back up from there, but there's a chest here. I'm willing to throw myself into the unknown for a chest. Flame Drake Talisman +3. Alright, so that's shaped like the Dragon Crest Great Shield Talisman. And yep, boosts fire damage negation to the utmost. And it has the same description. Besides, like, 2 lines of flavor text. Well, that's okay. There's an item down there. This is like the only thing that sucks about... Oh, never mind, there's a ladder. I was about to say, this is like the only thing that sucks about being in an area for the first time is I'm somewhat of a completionist where I like to get all the items. I like to see all the things. But I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what any of this is. And so it's very easy to miss things or go the wrong way. Like with the Spirit Spring jump, and I went, hey, there's a hut down there. But I can probably just go up first and then jump down onto the Spirit Spring. But then I got kicked off my horse going into the Spirit Spring because Legacy Dungeon. And so I was like, oh, well, nope. Alright, so there's a way over there that we haven't looked at, and there's a way over here. This leads us into the courtyard. There's another omen killer. So I'd rather go this way. Assuming there was another way we could go. Maybe there wasn't. Maybe that was just my brain being scrambled for a minute. Totally possible, totally plausible. And we are free to move on. Your fire will not scare me, sir. Because my weapon is quick and speedy, you see. You can't even land a hit on me. There's nothing you could possibly do. Another blessed bone shard. And then there's some items sprinkled throughout. And they're all just normal basic items. And then here brings us back to the beginning. Alright, so there's two things left then. Because there's the area going down to where the hut was. I haven't forgotten about that. All the way down here and over there. But that can come next. Because there's still the, like, courtyard area that we looked at before. The one with the drop, and I went, we can't get back up if we drop down there, so we'll come back to that later. And now is later, so here we are. It's about time that we went this way. I know that we could have just teleported back, but eh. Oh, same courtyard. I thought they were different courtyards, I just didn't see this then. 'Cause I'm blind. Shadow Realm Rune 4. Okay. And it would be faster for us to just teleport out. It would absolutely be faster for us to just teleport out. However, I do really like FromSoft's level design. Which, this is not their best level design by any means, but when they drop absolute banger after banger after banger, when they're dropping, like, Castle Ensis, Lanedell, couldn't remember the name for a minute, but Stormville Castle, Lanedell, Castle Ensis, when they drop just absolute master classes of level design, saying something isn't their best work isn't by any means an insult. Because while that's not the best of the best of FromSoft, this might kill us. I thought there might be... Oh, there's a jump up there. Oh, we've been to this hut already. this is the one where we got the Talisman of the Dread. And where we jumped up. Yeah, we've done this before. Oh, just a sheep rolling around. Yeah, this is the first one that we broke, and then we were able to jump up here. And then we were able to move over here. And jump up. And we got Skidoo Altus. And Ford of the Reprimand, and I went, wonder where this is. So, now we know where this is. Good. So we found 3 of these things. The wind tunnels where you have to, like, find and break a rock. Found 3 of those. Oh, Talier. We were asked to give something to him. I don't remember what, but I remember, I think it was like 2 parts ago, someone said, hey, give this to Talier, and I went, I have no idea who that is. So this guy. So we have met him, I'm just really bad with names.
Oh, are you not affected? Even with the spell broken, I'm feeling rather lost. Haunted by memories of St. Trina. Her visage, her scent, the lure of velvety sleep. Would kindly Mikola chasten me for falling for St. Trina, while knowing that she was the discarded half? The problem is, I simply cannot help it. I would sacrifice everything just to gaze upon her one last time.
Alright, so he's saying that, well, 2 things. One, he's saying that he's being lured in by sleep. As someone with insomnia, that sounds incredible. I don't see the problem with that. Like, being able to have you be put to sleep at will sounds fantastic. I say that as it is currently 4:47 in the morning, and I'm wide awake. But 2, that's confirmation that Mikola and St. Trina are the same person. So we now have hard confirmation on that with this guy. So that's cool. As I've said before, I'm not someone who really understands the lore. I'm more of a gameplay, exploration, visual design person. Not really the story person. I know enough to get by, but that's all I really need. So, black syrup. I want to look at that before giving it to him. We got it a while ago, I think. I don't remember where it was. So, I think it's farther back than this, actually. So, we have 1 Skidoo tree fragment. We need 1 more. Maybe we can find it in key items. Yeah, here, black syrup. Something more asked to be delivered to Talier, whatever his name is. An ebony black syrup held in a large jar. More asked that this be delivered to Talier in an unknown liquid apparently gathered and aged by the forger brood. So would that be like the tonic of forgetfulness? Or something similar to... Is that something more got to help him, to help Talia with, like, his fear addiction to Saint Trina.
I'm feeling rather lost of St. Trina.
But yeah, the second thing of I don't follow the lore, I'd heard the theory that Mikkel and Saint Trina were the same person. That's not really something that I believed. Like, I didn't think it was wrong per se. It's just not something that like, it wasn't something that I would defend as a concept. So I've never brought that up before, but yeah, I was wrong on that. Anyways, we can give him the black syrup.
Oh? What's this? I have to say, Sir Moore has an awfully sharp eye, doesn't he? It's wonderful. This ebony, as lustrous as the night sky unending. I don't think I could ever thank him enough, but I'll have to think of something. Ah, forgive me. You two deserve your share of the reward. I'll mix up something special. If you find yourself weary of the weight of this life, then just give me the word. Sleep is a balm. An eternal sleep is an elixir.
I don't know what this is gonna do. I'm not sure if I like it. But I'm very curious. Also, yeah, since it's my first run through, I'm just not gonna skip any of the dialogue. I'm not gonna talk through it. I'm not gonna skip through or talk over any cutscenes. So that way, both you and I can experience them without me yapping off the whole time.
Is that so? Then take this. This concoction can coax even the oldest of dragons to sleep. For you, it will grant the sweetest slumber for all eternity.
Talier's concoction. Again, as someone with insomnia, once again, 4:52 in the morning, wide awake. This sounds pretty good. Consumable. Causes immediate death if imbibed by an ordinary human. An ebony black concoction mixed by Talier, a condensed, somniferous, I don't know what that word means, elixir, purported to be capable of putting even an ancient dragon to sleep. For an ordinary mortal, a single sip would assuredly result in swift and certain death. Thalier, I don't know how to pronounce his name, sorry. But Thalier thought of St. Trina's sleep when he created this, but the ebony sleep he concocted had not the sweetness of nectar nor the gentleness of rest's embrace. I'm gonna keep this because it's my first run, but once I'm done with this run, I'm going to do a few more runs. Probably gonna upload them because why not, just to see how I improve, maybe find some new stuff, and see if we can get a bit better at our pathing and what's worth getting, what's not. But one of these runs, I'm definitely gonna drink this because causes immediate death. That is too funny to not do. I do wish... Well, I was gonna say I do wish it was reusable, but I feel like a better option would be... I wish that you could get as many as you want. Whether that be, like, crafting and being able to use renewable crafting materials instead of the limited ones, like St. Trina's lilies, or being able to buy an infinite amount.
I'm feeling rather lost, St. Trina.
Oh my god, you can! You can get an infinite amount. Yes! I mean, 30,000 is a lot. But also, at this point in the game, you probably don't have much else to spend your runes on, so I can see it. I think that's pretty fair. Alright, so this, very happy, very good. I like that a lot. And if it wasn't for me kind of voluntarily butchering this character, I definitely would buy more. But just look at my stats, like 42 faith but only 11 mind. Like 17 arcane but I'm not using it, 16 intelligence but I'm not using it. 45 strength, 27 dex, 42 faith. Like I said, I kind of butchered this character or this build. I did it intentionally. I did it of my own volition, but still, like, I could definitely use more health. I could definitely use more mind. I could definitely use more endurance, considering I can't even have the Blessed Blue Dew Talisman and Rolana's Twin Blades. So I need at least one more point there. But I could use more strength. Don't need it, but I could use it. And then I could use more dexterity, intelligence, and faith. Don't need any of them, but I could use them. Especially if I swap over to Rolana's Twin Blades. But anyways, I think I'm going to end it here. I did a lot more moseying on this small path than I maybe should have. But we made our way down here. We got to the Fort of Reprimand. We explored the Fort of Reprimand. Again, not FromSoft's best work in terms of level design, but not their best work when they are the gold standard. Isn't by any means a bash against it. It's still pretty good. And, like, if this was in any other game, like, if this was in an Assassin's Creed game, this would be pretty high up there. I say as I have never played an Assassin's Creed game. But I'm sure it would be pretty up there because it was a pretty good level design. Again, not the best of the best, but pretty good. And we have also tried out the Golden Arcs, which, not great. I would say that it's like low C tier. Like, it's kind of usable, but it's not anything special. It's not something you would go out of your way to use. It's just like a fun side thing. Kind of like Bestial Vitality, where I have it, I throw it on occasionally, and it's kind of useful. It has its uses, but it's not a game changer by any means. But we fought 2 bosses, one of which got us a very cool Ash of War. We got, at least conceptually, because I haven't tried it yet, but conceptually, one of my favorite consumable items. One of the few that I may actually use. We got the best version of the Flame Drake Talisman. We got a new consumable item, which looks very cool. We got another Ancient Somber Stone. We got a new crossbow. We got Mesmer Soldier Ashes. We fought 2 bosses. We got a new cookbook. We got a new rune, which looks very cool. And we can do this. We have finally used this, the Light Greatsword. Again, very cool. And we can try this out. Oh. So it is like Gales, where it shoots a lot. Let's see. We go from 74 to 62, so it shoots 12. So you can have it shoot 1, or you can use repeating fire, which shoots 12. Good to know, good to know. But, again, with that being said, we took a long time to do it, but we went through the Fort of Reprimand. Next time we're gonna go through Bonnie Jail, which I was going between these two areas in my mind before starting this part of like, which one should I do? And I ended with Fort of Reprimand first. Because we did Bonnie Village and I didn't want 2 Bonnie things back to back. But with that being said, not as much progress as some other parts, but I'm still pretty happy with it. And with that being said, yeah.